Hola, Geek fans! Today on Geeks Movies, we're reviewing The Walking Dead Season 6 premiere. Jacob set it up for him.
Okay, so at the end of Season 5, we see that the Rick-tatorship has kind of grown a little bit more. He's
going back into position.
Yeah, and he kind of lost himself near the end there, but now he's kind of taking over this town a little bit. And we see that continuing into Season 5. But the main aspect of this episode was, holy crap, there's a lot of walkers in this episode, and they have to take care of them, make sure they don't get into the town. What did you think about this episode?
I liked it. Overall, I liked it. But, again, Walking Dead, they keep hitting the same beats.
Yeah.
Rick now, he's been at the precipice of good and bad for like 4 seasons. He goes off the deep end and he comes back. Other idiots get involved and they question Rick. They question the Rick-tatorship, and then they die, or they're just proven wrong. But usually they die after they're proven wrong, right? It's like it was very predictable. I'm like, oh, that guy's gonna fuck up. He's gonna fuck up the idiot. Right? I mean, and then Rick's behavior is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he shoved the gun to the dude's face. That's question. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought the special effects were a little bit better. They had more extras. Like this kept coming out with like different people in makeup. I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Finally, they raised the budget maybe, or just for this episode. But it had a lot of predictable things that happened. A lot of predictable interpersonal dialogue where they're kind of complaining and questioning each other. I'm like, oh man, come on.
Yeah.
You know, they had a generic naive person who gets proven wrong, right? It wasn't all like that. There were some good aspects. The guy that lives in Alexandria, but he was on vacation, I guess.
He's actually from the comics. They brought him over from there, and he's not really a big character in the comics, and I think he's gonna have that same kind of role in the show. But you're right. He just kind of like showed up, and then was just like, yeah, I live here. Believe me.
Yeah. And he does live there. But the fact is just so bizarre. It's like, where were you for all those weeks?
I know, yeah.
We just driving around, going on a little road trip.
All this gas that we have.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And Walking Dead is so off the deep end in terms of plausibility. That's the thing. It's just so implausible. And all those walkers, right? They've completely removed themselves from the ideas of science. I remember there was a couple mentions I remember season 3. There's this maybe it's season 3. I don't know. They're at the prison, and there's this woman, this kind of crazed woman, and she wants to kill Rick so she can feed it to her dead husband in the woods. And she mentions that he's slowing down. And other characters mention the walkers, they have to eat too.
Yeah.
They don't have to eat. They don't have to do anything. They're immortal.
Yeah.
Those walkers in that pit. Over time, you start to fall apart. You're dead, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense. It's like the movie 28 Days Later. You still need energy to function as a biological organism, even if you're mindless.
Yeah.
You'll eventually, right? But they just throw that away, and they just have unlimited walkers. There's just so many. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, but you're right. Walking Dead now has just thrown away all realistic ideas that they can.
About the zombie apocalypse. It's not a realistic zombie apocalypse anymore. That was kind of thrown away.
Yeah.
Now it's something else.
But it is still really enjoyable to watch. And,
I enjoyed the episode, definitely.
And seeing how they were turning the walker, how they were maneuvering the walkers away from the town.
I thought it was a cool. I liked how how they used the black and white pieces to complement it.
I love that. And that's what the comic books are like.
Right.
They're all black and white.
It's an homage to the comic because if you see the comics, right, they're black and white. That's just how they are. So it was excellent that they did that.
Yeah, and so that was really cool, and I liked when they went back when the flashbacks, because we got to see what happened in between season 5 and 6, and what happened after Rick kind of started to take back control. And when you see the leader of the town, how she's kind of just handing it over to Rick because she doesn't really want to lead anymore.
She just rubber stamps all his decisions. She's just yep, just do what he says.
Because now her husband died. Now she's kind of going through all this grief, and she doesn't know
after her son died.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to deal with all. It's just coming all at once now. So she's just yeah, Rick, just do whatever you want. So now
she's hardened too, like Rick.
I know what's gonna happen just because I read the comics. Because that's what I also really liked is they're going so along with what the comics did. Like, they're gonna bring back the wolves. Is that what they're called? Because they were in the comics, but I'm pretty sure I know who they are just because I know of the big antagonist that they're going to introduce. I think he's going to be the leader of the wolves. And do you think that was who led the walkers away, like into the town?
That is what I'm wondering because it came from the town.
Yeah.
Like we assume, well, it may be not from the town itself, but maybe very near the town. Obviously, it could be in the town. We don't know. Is there an insider that's working? Is it one of those guys? I never expected the plan to get pulled off. Right?
Yeah.
I'm like. I actually thought it was going to be that dumb guy making a mistake, which didn't make a mistake, but they managed to correct his mistake was too minor.
Yeah.
Then they had the real serious, the horn thing. It's like, oh my! And then they showed the aerial shot with all the walkers. Like, a lot of this stuff was so cool to watch, but really, if I think about it, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit more than I like. Like, I would like it to be more grounded like the first season, right? But then they got rid of the original showrunner. And they've removed itself from that grounded feel. I still enjoy the show. I still enjoy this episode. I still think they did a lot of things right. I really wish they would have that just maybe a little more grounded, but I don't think they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they want to have as much zombie action as they can, but they also complement that with, just some really great human drama at the same time. So
And occasionally repetitive human drama.
Yes. I think this Season 6 is going to go in a really great direction. I think we're going to see a little bit of repetitiveness, like, because that's how they get their viewers, is doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's weird to think about this episode, man. It has a lot of freaking problems. I don't, like, this is pretty, it's god awful. Like, so many of the things they do, I'm like, really, do you really need to make that decision? But I still enjoyed it because it gave me that zombie action I wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I wanted that zombie action that gave it to me.
Yeah, and we got to see a little bit more of what the characters do. We got to see, I can't remember either of the characters' names, but the guy with the mustache, the handlebar mustache, and the black girl.
God, we're terrible.
I know.
The redneck dude, the black girl. We don't know anyone's name.
But I loved how he was, like, helping her deal with because she wanted to kill herself in Season 5, and he was, like, kind of helping her, like, get over that now.
Yes.
So it's really great to see that, and I think we're going to see similar kind of storylines progress with each of the characters. We're going to see some more Michonne. She has her sword back now. Glenn. All these great characters. We're going to get to see what they're going to go through in Season 6. So that's what I'm excited about. I don't even really care about the zombies. I care about what the humans go through.
Carol, I'm interested in because she's still playing up her disguise as like the grandma or whatever. I don't know what she is. You're like, oh, this look at me, and I bake cookies for everyone, right? I'm interested because she's Rick's hidden agent, right? She's like, oh, I just got saved and I'm helpless. Carol, I love Carol. I'm really interested in seeing what Diabolical, because if there's anyone that's more diabolical now than Rick and more sociopathic, it's Carol.
Yeah, right? She's going to become the next governor.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. We're going to give you a review of the mid-season finale, the finale. So
we're gonna find out if Daryl and Carol hook up. But it's been 6 years in the waiting, folks. We're gonna see what happens.
So definitely stick around for that and for our interpretation of what zombies actually do.
Stay tuned, folks.